There we go. All right. So, yeah, welcome to the kickoff call, guys. Sorry about that. A few little technical problems getting the screen up. And I know Dallas is getting used to this because she set up her first Zoom call the other day. And we learned a few things, didn't we, Dallas? We learned that you can actually write on your screen and it still shows up on the PowerPoint presentation. So that was a good thing to learn on my behalf. But listen, guys, obviously at the start of every month, look, it's really, really paramount to your business that you set your month up at the start of the month. You plan it out. You know what's coming up. You know what events are available. You know what you're getting on. You know what your show-up system is so that you can just get into the month and it's not a matter of thinking, what am I supposed to be doing now? Should I be doing this? Am I going to that? Am I going to do this? You've already got it in place. So for me, I normally spend about a half an hour at the start of the week really just planning out my month. I spend 10 minutes every night setting up my next day. That's a given. And then I normally spend about 30 minutes at the start of the month just mapping out my month, knowing where everything is, you know, the schedule for my conference calls, tab team calls, all that sort of stuff. It's locked in place, so I'm ready to go. But let's get into this. Setting up the month. There's a few things you want to do at the start of the month, and you really want to do this every single month. I normally suggest, the night before, though it can be a bit hard if you're closing out a big month and you've got a lot going on. Sometimes you don't get to do it on the night before, but if you can, 20, 30 minutes, on the last day of the month, just planning the next month so that you're up and running and everything's good to go. And I'll go through it individually because there's a couple of little things I'll add to this as we go on. But at the end of the day, you should be setting yourself a new product result. It's not necessarily always going to be weight loss. It's not always going to be weight gain. Could be centimeters, could be something in the gym that you're trying to achieve. Since the CUDA training the other week, I've been really hitting the CR7. And I got to tell you, I've used the CR7, but I've never really used the CR7. But on my last 3 workouts I have, and I've got to tell you today, I ran, it's no biggie for most people, but I'm not a runner. I'm just not into it. But I ran at level 10 for 15 minutes. I've never done that in my life. Honestly, I never have. It's just something that I don't get into. But that CR7, I tell you, I probably could have kept going. The only reason I stopped is because I had appointments this afternoon and had to leave the gym. But quite honestly, I think it was the first time in my life I've ever been in the zone with running where I could have just kept going and going. So that CR7 is an amazing product. So I'm setting myself some goals with my fitness this month, and I try to do that every single month. So I strongly recommend you do that. I strongly recommend that you set some personal volume goals. Whatever your volume was last month, 10 to 20% is a nice little increase. It's easy in the beginning to go from 500 volume to 600 volume, 600 volume to 800 volume, pretty easy. But when you start hitting 1,500 and 2,000, and you're going to go from 2,000 to 2,500, 2,500 to 3,500, now you're starting to take some really good jumps in your business. So wherever you're at, if you can aim to go up by 10 to 20%, it's really only a matter of about 6 or 7 months, and every single one of you guys would be doing 3,000 to 5,000 volume if you were really going up by your 10 or 20% every single month. So you need to set yourself some volume goals. You need to set a target for your team as well, volume-wise, for your organisation. If you're going for world team, then obviously, 10's the minimum. So you might be aiming for 12 or 13. So you want to set yourself some goals for that. What meetings, trainings, and online. So I'm going to go into this a little bit more with a support system in a moment, but you need to know what you're going to do. Are you going to get on the Coach Academy calls? Are you going to be on all 4 weeks, or are you only going to get on 2 weeks? Your HOMs that go up every single Tuesday night. There was one before our call tonight. They go live every Tuesday night. That's an opportunity for you to recruit. How many of those are you going to use? 1 a week, 1 a fortnight, 1 a month? The STS, this one's on the, coming up, the next one on the 27th. But whatever month you're in, you're looking at whenever that STS and penciling it into your diary. So you need to know in yourself, what events you're going to turn up to, what training calls you're going to get onto, what meetings you're going to get to. You need to have that in place at the start of the month so that you're planning towards it. There's no use saying, okay, for example, we had the HOM tonight. There's no use at 5 o'clock going, oh yeah, I might try and get somebody on that call. Oh, it goes up in an hour. Your chances of getting somebody on there in an hour is pretty slim. But if you go, okay, I know I'm on next Tuesday night's call, so come Friday, Saturday, I'm going to start inviting people into that call. Okay, I wouldn't do it more than a week in advance, but 2 or 3 days in advance, definitely. So set that up. How many of your crew are going to attend meetings? If you're brand new and the last STS you got there by yourself, maybe your goal at the next STS is to have 1 member with you, maybe to have 2. If you're at the last STS and you had 2 members with you, maybe this month you're aiming to have 4. You should be looking to increase that, and you should be looking for your organization to increase that, okay? Obviously, one of the big ones, how many new clients are you going to get? Now, we say between 4 and 7 is a really good goal. I fell short last month. I only got 3 new clients last month, but, it's still there. But I did good in my members because I got 4 new members last month. So you want to be actively doing what you got to do, but make sure you're setting some goals. And if you fall short, that's okay. You just reevaluate and you go for it next month. How many of your regular orders do you want? Now, this one's a little bit different because, I've been around a lot of years, so I've got a lot of, little repeat, orders coming in. But you should be aiming for a goal of having, regular orders coming in that are going through your volume online. So these are people that are just ordering online. They're not ordering direct from me, just people that are already members. Maybe they're a VIP client. They just got their members pack to get the products cheap, and they're ordering direct from the warehouse. So it just shows up on your volume readout. Mary ordered 150 volume points, that type of thing. Your goal is to be having at least 15 or 20 of those. Because if you've got 15 or 20 people ordering between, 80 to 100 volume points each, well, there's 2,000 volume before you've even started your month. All right. And that's a good position to be in. How many new distributors are you looking to get? How many new members? As I said last month, I had a good one. I got my 4 last month, but I fell short on my customers. So, this month, maybe I'll try and do a bit more retail to make up for that. But set yourself some targets, guys. It's really important that if you set a target, it gives you something to aim at. But if you're just going out to the month and going, yeah, I'm going to do a month of Herbalife, and you're running, but you don't know what you're running towards. So it's really important to set your month up at the start of the month. And if you guys need any help on it, over the next 2 or 3 days, I'll be on the phone ringing most people saying, hey, is there anything with your monthly setup that I can help? What are your goals? What are you aiming to achieve this month? Let's see if we can lock something in to, help you get there. And your team goals, as I just talked about with new clients and new members. So that's, a basic guideline to setting up your month. You can take a screenshot of that just so that you know what you're doing each month. There might be some other things you want to add to that, or there might be some things that you might think aren't important on there. But for me, that would be like a minimum, checklist that I'd be using to set up my month. Now, once you set up your month, you just need to put a plan together. So, for example, your goal might be to get 5 clients this month. I want to get 5 new clients this month. The big question is now, how? How are you going to get those 5 new clients? Are you going to do it via social media? Are you going to do shake parties? Are you going to do competition boxes? Is it going to be through friends and family? Are you going to do some flyers? Are you going to do, dear neighbor letters? Are you going to do trial packs? Are you bringing them to a fit club? Are you getting them How are you going to do it? You need to know what your system is for the month so that it's not just willy-nilly. Now, if you're someone that says, I'm going out to talk to 5 or 10 people a day, that's awesome, right? You'd probably smash your 5 clients doing that, no problems at all. But make sure you've got a couple of these other little things going on as well, because, everything that you do will go through a hot and cold period. Some days you can be putting out flyers and the phone just rings off the hook. Other times you can do flyers for a couple of weeks and not even get a phone call, okay? And then you're talking, and no one's signing up. And then you go out and talk to 5 people and you get 4 customers in one day. It's just the way it works, guys. You've got to be consistent, okay? Building this business is like building muscle. You've got to go to the gym and you've got to lift those weights every day. You can't go to the gym on Monday, lift the weights, do nothing for the rest of the week, and then look in the mirror and go, where are my muscles? Why are they not there? Well, you're not going to have any muscles from going to the gym once a week. You're not going to get any great deal of business doing a little bit of work on Monday and then nothing for the rest of the week. So you want to be consistent. You're better off talking to 3 people every single day than you are 10 people in one day and then nobody for the rest of the week. Why? Because it's the consistency that you want to build. It's not the numbers. It's not necessarily the numbers. It's the consistency at which you're doing it, okay? So if you don't have a plan, it's really easy to get distracted, really easy. The phone rings, you're like goldfish. I'm over here, I'm over here, I'm over here, I'm over here. You're all over the place, right? So make sure you've got a plan of action. And then I just try to have, even for me, I try to have the today attitude. Just for today, this is my plan, I'm going to do it. Just for today. And then once today is finished and I go to bed, tomorrow morning when I wake up, guess what? Just for today. I don't tend to, I plan out my month, but I'm not thinking about, the 22nd of the month or the 23rd of the month or the 15th of the month on the 1st. All I'm thinking about on the 1st is the 1st. All I'm thinking about on the 2nd is the 2nd. Now, do I know something's coming up on the 5th and the 6th? Yes, right? It's already in my schedule, but I'm not thinking about it on the 2nd. I'll think about what I've got to do on the 5th on the 5th. All I've got to think about on the 2nd is what I've got to do on the 2nd of the month. So if you do that each day, you're not overwhelming your brain with all this stuff that isn't really relevant to the day. It's relevant in 5 days' time, 10 days' time, but it's not relevant to now. So try and keep yourself in the day zone of what you've got to do. And at the end of the day, the 80-20 rule. Spend 80% of your time doing the 2 or 3 things that bring you 80% of the business, okay? Because if you've got a list of 10 things, I've got to do my follow-up, I've got to do some admin, I've got to go to the bank, I've got to do this, I've got to do that, I've got to do that, I guarantee out of those 10 things, there's really only 2 that will make up 80% of your income coming in, okay? The others are flip-flop. You got to do them, but I'm telling you now, don't spend major time on them. Spend major time on the 20%, the 2 things out of the 10 that bring you 80% of the business. That's the 80-20 rule. Learning how to spend 80% of your time on the 20% that generates 80% of your business, okay? So make sure you got that clear. During the month, I think it's really important to check your progress. Checking your month, how's it going? How's your attitude going? How's your product result going? So if you've set yourself a goal and you're 10 days into the month, how's it going? Reevaluate. Have a look. Are you on track for hitting the goal or you're not on track? How's your DMO going? Is that working? Are you keeping some gauges? Do you know what's happening and what's happening? How many flyers did you put out? Oh, I put out a whole heap. How many's a whole heap? I'm not 100% sure. Well, if you're not 100% sure, then you don't know the response that you're getting from your ad, from your flyer. Now, let's say you're just putting them out every now and then and you're getting phone calls and you're not keeping a track. You keep doing them and you keep doing them and you keep doing them. But you might find out that if you keep track, that you're only getting 1 phone call for every 1,000 flyers versus getting 2 sales for every 10 people that you talk to. So where would you be better off spending your time? Doing the 1,000 flyers and getting the 1 phone call, or talking to the 10 people and getting the 2 sales? Okay? That's called, during the month, checking your gauges, knowing what's going on. Are you on track with your personal volume? So for me personally, 100 volume a day is my minimum. I'm aiming for 200 every single day. That's always been my goal, 200 volume points a day. Then I know I'm on track because it means I'm going to come in with my 5,000 or 6,000 volume. 100 volume points a day means you'll come in at your 3,000 volume. No problems at all, all right? But if I get to day 7 or 8 and I've only got 200 volume up, then I already know that I'm not really on track for the month. Now, sorry, let me just back up there. Wait. With your volume, it does vary a bit because there's no doubt that, probably, let's be realistic, 30%, 40% of your volume happens in the last 7 days of the month. There's no doubt about that. I have a huge influx of volume in that last 7 days of the month because people are finishing off their qualifications, they're getting their orders in, all that sort of stuff. So, keep an eye on that. But, if you're a little bit off the mark, I wouldn't stress because in the last week, it tends to pick up a little bit. But set yourself some daily targets. your team volume. Again, how many guests have you got coming to the STS? If the STS has already gone, how many were there? Little things like that. Make sure you know your calendar. It's really, really important, guys, to know the calendar. It goes up every single month, so there's no excuse. I tag most of you in it. And at the end of the day, you're all responsible for your business. You can get onto the Facebook group. You can check the files. The updated calendar is in there every single month. So if you turn around and say, I didn't know, no, you didn't check. There's a big difference between didn't know and didn't look. Okay, so make sure you know what's going on there because you are responsible for that stuff. This is just a little daily checklist that I like to use. Everybody's got different checklists. It's entirely up to you. I find this one covers all the bases for me. And at the end of the day, the more ticks you have in these boxes, the more you know you're doing your business. All right. And these highlighted ones here, these are the 5, ultimate ones that need to be done. They should be your priority every single month. Look, if you don't have a tick here and you don't have a tick here and you don't have a tick here and you don't have a tick here, but you have a tick here, tick here, tick here, tick here, tick here, I'd be okay with that. Absolutely. Because it's these 5 that are the 80, they're the 20%. It's these 5 out of this whole list that create 80% of your business. So you want to spend 80% of your time making sure these ones are getting done. Did you do something to get a new client? Did you do something to get a new distributor member? Did you help a member get a new client? Did you help a member get a new member? Okay. And creating new interactions. All right. New interactions. Today I sent out 15. Let me just have a quick look and I'll give you an honest answer. I don't want to make up numbers here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 11. So I sent out 11 text messages today going through that challenge that Dallas put out to us about going through your phone book and, sending messages to people you haven't spoken to. I did 11 today. And I've just going to do a whole bunch more tonight through my email list. So make sure you're doing that stuff. So that's a little checklist. Again, it's up in the coaches group. If you want to use it, no problems at all. It's just part of the support system that's there to help you. Okay. The Herbalife calendar for April, there it is. Take a screenshot, but again, it'll go up on the coaches group tonight. So it's all on there. Now, remember, guys, that every Sunday night, I'm going to talk about this a little bit later, so I'll just wait a little bit. But there's the calendar. You know when the STS is. You know when the team calls are. They're Tuesday nights, not Monday nights, not Wednesday nights, not Friday nights, Tuesday nights. And there's the time. Print the calendar out, have it on your desk, and then you can see it 24/7. Remember, guys, that our job as a Herbalife distributor. Now, I've changed this a little because we used to say it's getting to events, it's getting to meetings, it's getting 5 clients. Of course it is. It's all of that. Your job is to get clients and get distributors. But how do you do that? Your actual job. The only 3 things, there's only a few things that you can have control over, all right? And the quicker you just accept it, that this is what you do have control over, and you let go of what you don't have control over, because there's going to be so much that you don't have control over. And you can stress about it, and you can pull your hair out about it, and you can get upset about it, or you can just let it go. The only things that I have control over, number 1, I have control over how I use the product. I have control over that, okay? I'm not going to put it in your mouth. I can give you some hints. I can give you some tips, but it's up to you on your product result. It's what you want to get. If you're happy with your body, fantastic. Stay the way you are. If you're not, then do something about it. Don't whinge 6 months from now that, I've still got a bit of a belly, or I'm not feeling that great, and you're not taking the products properly. You can control that. Wearing the brand. It's up to you when you want to wear the brand. Okay, you've all got buttons, you've all got hats, you've all got drink bottles. So it's up to you when you want to do it. But remember, when we say be the brand, it's because you are the only one using the T-shirt doesn't use the products. The T-shirt doesn't sell the product. I do. It's me being the brand. It's me being Herbalife and the way I talk to people and how I look and how I feel and how I act and all that sort of stuff. So wearing the brand is 100% within your control. Talking to people, getting them to have a look at what you're doing, that's 100% in your control, okay? So those three things you have in control. And the other two things you have in control, how many clients you get and how many new members you get. It's the only things you have control over. How many your organization get, how many your downline get, how many your supervisors get, how many your other people get. You have no control over that, because I can't make anybody do anything. I can only inspire it by doing the business myself, keep doing the volume, keep getting new people. And then if somebody says, so what are you doing to get your members? I can say, well, this is what I'm doing. This is how I'm doing it. This is where I'm doing it. You know, give it a crack, use Where Talk, let's get going. All right. Now, the other thing we have is a support system to use Where Talk. These are the only three things as a Herbalife distributor you have to do, right? If you want to make money. Do you have to use the product? You don't have to, but I've never seen anybody yet become successful in Herbalife that hasn't got a passion and a personal attachment to the products. Never seen it yet. Won't happen, okay? Wear the brand. Look, everybody's got a different way of wearing the brand, but being the brand is being healthy and being, feeling great. I haven't seen anybody yet that doesn't feel great, doesn't look the best that they possibly can, doesn't wear some form of a brand, get lots of business coming their way. I've never seen it happen yet. Not saying it won't, I just haven't seen it happen yet. And talk to people. At the end of the day, if you do this, you're probably not going to sell that much product. The product can't talk for itself. You can't just stand there and hold a shake and go, and hope someone's going to come and say, yeah, I'll buy 3 of those. Thank you. Okay. They're probably going to say to you, so what is that product? And if you don't open your mouth and talk, then they're going to walk away. So those 3 things, you need to do that if you want to make some money. The rest of it is a support system to help you use Where Talk. STSs and events. It's up to you if you want to turn up to them or not. They're part of your support system. I choose to use the support system because it keeps me focused, keeps me on track, and it helps me to sharpen my skills every single event. Every event I go to, something sharpens. You know, that on Thursday night with Kuda, just when he was talking about the CR7 that he uses it all day long, I thought, you know what, I've never done that. I'm going to start using it all day long and see the difference. Holy smoke, after 3 or 4 days, I'm telling you, I can't believe the difference. So I'm so glad I picked up on that, because it's going to change the way I use the CR7 from here on in, okay? The Summit and the Spectacular and the Extravaganza, these are all events to help train and support you. But it's up to you if you want to use the support system or not. You don't have to. As long as you're using, wearing, and talking, you can make money in Herbalife, okay? Can you make big money just using, wearing, and talking and not using the support system? I'm yet to see anybody make big money do that, but you could certainly make 10, 15, 20 grand a year, 30 grand a year using, wearing, and talking, no problems at all. No problems at all, because you could build a major client base of use, wear, talk, and a few members and make your 30 grand, no problems at all. Are you going to get to the global expansion team and millionaires team and president's team? Probably not. So that's a choice you need to make. Online coach academies. They go up every Sunday night. They are amazing. You get some of the best coaches in the country. There's normally anywhere from 60 to 80 people on there. They're interactive. It's great information. They go up every Sunday night at 8:30, live from your home. You can listen to it on your phone. You can listen to it on your laptop. You don't have to go anywhere. You're in the comfort of your home. And the great thing about the Sunday night is that it sets up the whole week for you. So again, you've got the online coach academies. Up to you whether you want to, use that support system or not. You've got the Facebook groups. We've got our client group and we've got our business group. Once again, it's entirely up to you whether you want to use them. If you're not going in there and tagging clients and putting your clients in there, then you're not going to get the benefit that those that are of us that are using those groups of the benefit that we're getting from it. All right. So again, this is all part of the support system if you choose to want to use the support system. You got the online HOMs. There was one tonight. People say, oh, well, I don't know how to show people the business. You don't need to. Just get them on an online HOM. Say, hey, listen, I don't know that much about it. I'm making a couple of $100 a week. I'm just getting started. Listen, we got this presentation on Tuesday night. Why don't you jump on and have a listen and see what you think? And let the presentation do the presentation. All you got to do afterwards is say, great, you want to get started or not? That's it. So half the presentations are all done for you. You don't have to do them yourself. So the online HOMs. At the STS, there's always a HOM at the STS. Are you inviting people into that? Are you getting people along to that? So again, part of the system. The Telegram groups. Now, I know some of you guys are using them and some of you aren't. Some of you are just listening in on them, and that's fine. But the Telegram groups are really now starting to get some momentum going, and there's some really good information on there. Some amazing training videos that get put up. Some amazing, you can ask questions of TAB team members. It's starting to get really interactive. Depending on what group that you're in, it gets more and more interactive as you get up, because obviously, you know, people in those first groups are a bit nervous. They're just starting out. They're brand new. They might only have 3 or 4 clients. They're only doing a few hundred volume points, so they're just sort of, you know, feeling their way. But when you start getting up into the 2,000 group and the 3,000 group, oh my God, the interaction is next level. But seriously, it's next level, because at that level, everybody's in building mode. So everybody's sharing and talking. It's crazy stuff. So you've got the Telegram groups. Again, they're there for your support if you want to use them. You've got our team calls on a Tuesday night. Again, they're there to use them if you want. I'm going to keep doing them. Whether there's one of you on here or whether there's 20 on here or 30 on here, I'm going to keep doing the team calls, because it's just part of the support system for our organization. Whether you want to use them or not, it's entirely up to you. The My Herbalife site. Have you seen the resource center on there? If you haven't spent a bit of time going through it, you need to, because the amount of resources on that site are unbelievable. There's like 3,000 training videos on there. 3,000 with Mark Hughes and the doctors and president's team. Everything you could ever need training on is on that My Herbalife site. It's just whether or not you're accessing it, okay? Personal development. Again, a great support system to use where talk. Some people do it, some people don't. But it seems to me that the people that are doing it tend to move forward quicker, and they never quit because they've got the personal development. People that don't do a lot of personal development tend to quit very quickly because they hit a problem, they hit a hurdle, and they go, oh, this is all too hard, I'm out of here. And they go, right? Because it got too hard. But those that are doing personal development understand the process helps them along. So again, another support system. 3-way calls, another support system, right? And there's probably another dozen things that I could add to that, but that gives you an idea of the support system that's there to help you do your job, which is use, wear, talk, getting clients and getting members, okay? If you're struggling in any of those areas, there's a good chance that the support system can help you in those areas, okay? So it just makes sense to access them. Okay, 3 parts to our business, and then I'm going to wrap it up. The products. I don't know if you noticed this, but they are the same products in Australia for every single member. Every single member in Australia gets exactly the same products. Same volume points, same cost, everything's the same. Kuda doesn't get a better, Formula One shake than you and me. My multivitamin doesn't come with 120 tablets and yours only comes with 90. We all got the same product. So the product isn't the difference. See, in Australia last month, there were people that made $500 in Herbalife. Plenty of people made $500 in Herbalife last month. There was plenty of people in Herbalife that made $5,000 last month. Plenty of people made $5,000 last month. There's a whole bunch of people made $15,000 last month. There's a whole bunch of people that made more than $50,000 last month in Australia with Herbalife. So what's the difference between making $500 a month and making $50,000 a month? The products are the same for everybody. No variable there. They're exactly the same product. The marketing plan is identical for every single person. Everybody's got to do 4,000 to get to supervisor. Everybody gets 50%. Everybody's entitled to 5% royalties. Everybody's entitled to the wholesale profit. It's an identical marketing plan, whether you're black, green, or blue, whether you're male or female. It's the same marketing plan for every single person. So it's a level playing field. The only variable is you. What are you going to do with the products and what are you going to do with the marketing plan? That is the only variable in your business is you. And the great part is, and let's be honest, you don't have any control over the product. Herbalife do. Herbalife make the product. So you have no control over the ingredients, no control over any of that. You have control on how you use it, but you have no control on how it's made. You have no control on the marketing plan. Okay? That's Herbalife's gig. Herbalife put the marketing plan together. They can change it, add to it. They can do whatever they want. You can't. Okay? You can access the marketing plan to its full potential, getting all your royalties, getting all your bonuses, getting your full, 50% discount, et cetera, et cetera. So out of these three things, we're back to square one. There's only one thing you have total 100% control of. You. You have control of you. Totally. You choose what books you want to read. You choose when you want to get up in the morning. You choose how much work you want to do. You choose how many people you want to talk to. You choose your attitude for the day. You choose all of that. It's your choice every single day. So the only variable in this business from making $500 a month to making $50,000 a month is you. Now that's good and bad. Bad means you can't pass the buck on to somebody else. You can't blame someone else. Well, I didn't make $50,000 in Herbalife because my sponsor wasn't any good. You can't use that dog, right? Same product as your sponsor, same marketing plan as your sponsor. So you can't use that, okay? It means you have to take full responsibility. Now, the great thing about that is that you have responsibility, which means you can control the outcome, which I absolutely love. I love the fact that I have control over that it's not someone else that I've got to rely on for my success. If I fail at this, Andrew Foote failed. Not Herbalife, not the products, not the marketing plan. Andrew Foote did. And Andrew Foote could have changed the way he did things if he chose to, if it wasn't working, right? So I love the fact that I have full responsibility for that. Not everybody does. Not everybody likes taking 100% responsibility. But why I like taking 100% responsibility, it means that I'm in control. It means I'm in control, not someone else. Because if someone else is in control, what if they haven't got something good planned for me? What if they don't have any plans for me, right? Then what? I'm screwed because it's up to them what happens to me. But when it's up to me, now I've got control. Now I can do how I want to do, where I want to do it, et cetera, et cetera. So for me, I love that fact, but not everybody does. So listen, guys, I just wanted to cover the kickoff. Set your month up right. Lay it out right. Know in advance what you're going to do and what you're going to do and how you're going to do it. Know your show up system. Use the support system that you want to use. That's entirely up to you, but make sure you use and wear it and talking, and just concentrate on building the you, becoming the best person that you possibly can, and the business is going to work out for each and every one of you. So I'm just going to stop the recording here because we've got a couple of promotions that aren't going to be relevant in the next month. As soon as I can find my button. Okay, here we go. And